Hello soccer fans. The Champions League has been recently on fire with 8 teams competing in the quarter-finals. We've seen the first leg tie between Real Madrid and Liverpool on the Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium, a match that had many great tactics, offensive, and defensive techniques that brought us to the memories of the Champions League 2018 final in Kiev. Today, I'm gonna discuss with you what exactly happened and how Zizou managed to outclass Klopp's high pressure. So let's get started. Both teams used 4-3-3 formation. Everyone expected Zidane to start with either 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 formations, especially because he used it in Real Madrid's last La Liga match against Eibar. But surprisingly he started with the default shape, deploying Casemiro in his traditional number 6 position, which was the wisest decision Zizou made. I will discuss that later. Starting with Nacho and Militao as two centre-backs was not something unexpected, to fill the gap left by injured Sergio Ramos and the recently tested positive for COVID-19 Raphael Varane. Regarding Klopp's side, the German coach started with his normal formation, using also his reserve centre-backs as his best player in this position. Virgil van Dijk is still suffering from the injury he picked up during the Merseyside derby against Everton. Naby Keita also started in the central midfield position, to provide more speed and vitality, leaving Thiago Alcantara on the bench. Klopp also preferred to start with Diogo Jota as a centre-forward instead of Roberto Firmino, who used to be the number 1 man for this position. Liverpool started with their high-pressure style by all their lines, to keep all the action in Real Madrid's half, but Zidane's men knew how to overcome this high pressure properly, thanks to both Modric and Kroos, who have high ability to build up play from behind and skip Liverpool's high offensive lines. Liverpool's front 3 pressure on Real Madrid centre-backs forced them in many times to return the ball to Courtois. This pressure also made it so difficult for Courtois to build up play with Nacho or Militao through short passes. So instead, he passed the ball to either Vasquez or Mendy on the flanks, to make a long pass towards Liverpool's half. When defending, Madrid players appeared more in a 4-1-4-1 shape, while Liverpool players were in an all-out attack situation, with the full-backs Arnold and Robertson flying all the way along the flanks to support Salah and Mane respectively, as well as Naby Keita and Wijnaldum, who advanced forward. This left many gaps in their own half, and Real Madrid players managed to effectively capitalize. They took advantage and blocked Liverpool's short passes. This role was mainly played by Casemiro. Each time Liverpool players lost the ball, Madrid midfielders quickly passed the ball to Vinicius on the left side behind Arnold or to Asensio on the right flank behind Robertson to make a run. They used the areas left behind them so good. So it took Liverpool's full-backs and midfielders so long to drop back to their areas, that Real Madrid's attack became already in front of the goal. Another way Madrid players used to attack was by long passes. Toni Kroos in particular is so good at this point. This was greatly illustrated in the first goal when the German midfielder was on Madrid's half and he spotted Vinicius alone in an advanced position in front of Kabak and Phillips. Kroos played the long ball to skip all Liverpool players. Vinicius received the ball and perfectly controlled it by his chest, and made an excellent run between the 2 centre-backs and through the box, to find himself alone in front of Alisson, who couldn't do anything when Vinicius shot the ball towards his lower right side in the net. Another brilliant long ball from Kroos was wrongly controlled from Arnold, who tried to return it to Alisson, but Mendy took it and passed it to Asensio, who was cutting inside from the right wing to receive it and chip it over Alisson, then putting it inside the net. During the second half, Liverpool players tried to put a much higher pressure on Madrid players that the play was switched dramatically inside Real Madrid's box, and that led to Salah scoring their only goal from the first shot on target. The third Madrid goal was such an outstanding teamwork. A throw-in was played to Benzema, who brilliantly received it and played it to Modric, who ran in space and made a short cross pass to Vinicius, who shot it in the left side of Alisson. We all are waiting for a more competitive match in the Anfield Stadium. Klopp's men will be willing to prove that they are still in the game and do another comeback like the famous one they did against Barcelona in 2019. And on the other side, Zidane's players want to show that they really do have the champions' DNA in their veins and prove their excellence to proceed to the next stage. See you soon in the next video.